Hi, Jay Frederick Smith here, Continental Realty of Jax, and I am in the Adams Homes neighborhood up in the northwest part of Jacksonville outside of the Beltway. And we're looking at some new homes today. This one that we're going to be looking at first is one of their Summer Glen homes, which is, according to the person that works here, one of the most popular ones. And it's the same as several other new construction homes in this area that are not yet completed. So I thought we would take a look at this one. This one is 8515 Helmsley, and the others that you might be interested in are also on Helmsley. As you can see, we've got quite a lot of new construction going on in this area here, and most of them are this same design. So we're going to just walk through this one so you can get a feel of what the house would look like when it's completed, because it's hard really to tell when you're looking at a home that is, you know, maybe studs and maybe some sheetrock if you're lucky, what it's actually going to be like. So the entryway, for example, as you can see here, we've got about a 14-foot, or maybe it's a 12-foot entryway with a small little flush mount light up above, and a brick, it's not a facade, it's actual brick walls on the entry with a nice blue door, windows above and on both sides. So it feels like nice and spacious and open. I really like the height there. Built-in doorbell, thank you, and the little guy that you can use to look out. The floors here in this house, although these look like wood or maybe a wood-like tile, it's actually a sheet vinyl that they've laid down. It's a giant roll of vinyl that they've rolled out and glued down to the floor. And the particular vinyl that they're using here in these homes is glued down in such a way that it is not going to come up. It's not going to tear. You're not going to have any problems sliding things here. If you have something sharp that drags on it, then you can cut the vinyl. But you shouldn't have any problem otherwise, and it's certainly not going to rip with, you know, minimal effort. You're going to have to put some work into making that happen. My recommendation, actually, although I think sheet vinyl looks nice and the floor looks pretty good, is that to customize this a little bit, you put in some kind of floating floor over the top. Don't take this floor out, just put something else in over the top, like a luxury vinyl plank or hardwoods, or maybe in some rooms put some carpet, because that would be easy to put down in here, and it would cover this vinyl up and keep it nice. That's if you wanted. But if you like the vinyl like it is, and you like the look of these floors, then they're pretty sturdy, and you shouldn't have to worry too much about it. Now, this house, I think, is 1,800-ish square feet and 4 bedrooms. In the main part of the house, we've got 10-foot high ceilings. Nice. It's not 10 feet everywhere because the roof line would not allow that to happen. There is some insulation up above, but not as much in the wings here where the roof kind of slopes down. Still a little bit, but it's not going to be as much insulation as what you have in the body. A lot of flush mount lights and a big ceiling fan in what would be the living room area, and we'll get to that in a minute. I guess let's just start with the very first room as we step inside the door here, which would be this front office. And as you can see, they did put carpet down. Now, whether that vinyl actually extends under the carpet or not, I don't know. My guess is it doesn't. Probably not. But if you don't like the carpet, you know, that would come up, and this is so thin that you could put other floor right over the top without having to really do anything. This office has some nice big picture windows in the front, let in lots of light, and you can look out at the street. Although, you know, I might put some blinds up there so that the light comes in, but the neighbors' eyeballs are not joining it. One little flush mount light on the ceiling, so maybe some lamps are going to be necessary in the evening. The closet is really a nice big closet, maybe 28 inches deep, and from one end to the other, I'd say 6 feet. With a shelf. This is one of the wire shelves that has the little bar on the bottom for putting your hangers. Now, I prefer an actual bar instead of this because I like to be able to slide my clothes, and there's all these little stops here that, you know, support this bar that make it harder for me to move my clothes around. The wire shelf is nice, and the height on this is installed correctly, so the gap between the top of the door And the shelf is large enough that you can easily get some good sized boxes up in there. And there's a lot of room, as you can see. Well, maybe I don't know how well you can tell, but there is a lot of room over that shelf, so you can fit lots in there. The shelf is just under 6 feet up from the floor. Okay, so this is actually, I said office, but because we've got egress, in other words, a way to get out, and we've got a closet, that makes this one of those 4 bedrooms. The big double doors make me say office. But it's a bedroom, legally. Dining space is a little cubby here next to it with a small little chandelier and a couple of big picture windows that looks out over your neighbor. And hi neighbor, you can see their window from here, a couple of their windows from here. So same thing, some blinds would go a long way towards adding some privacy, especially considering how close you are to this other house. I would say you've got maybe 12 feet of distance between the window here and that window there. That's not very much. We're just going to go straight across. We'll get to the kitchen in just a minute, but we're going to make a quick turn here into the laundry and into the garage. The laundry area is right off of the garage, which is nice because when you have the laundry off of the garage, you can park in the garage on a rainy day and then, put a little shoe rack or something right here to get your muddy shoes and clothes off, coat hanger or something to hang up your wet coat. So like a mudroom. Or just throw things straight into the washing machine. Obviously, we don't have the appliances here yet, but all the hookups are here. Same nice high ceilings with a fluorescent light, which is plenty actually of light for this particular small room. There's a door going into it, and then a door going into the garage from the laundry room. The garage is not very well lit with just a single little light bulb. It's a garage. I'm not sure how much you actually need. It is wired for garage door opener, but that has not yet been installed. As you can see here, the mechanics of that are not in place. This is the attic access. That little panel can be popped out, and you can put a ladder underneath there and crawl up into the attic or climb up into the attic. Usually an attic over a garage has enough space that you can use it for storage. Sometimes people will put some wood up there to make kind of like a floor so it's easier, but it's definitely going to give you lots of storage room for your Christmas ornaments and other things like that, and keep that out of your house. The garage is a nice size 2-car garage. The water heater and the electric panel are both in the garage. There are several outlets on the walls so that it's going to be easy to plug in all your little car devices. And it also looks like we've got a hookup here for a system to water your lawn. So you do have sprinklers. This one has a Wi-Fi setup, so you can tap that with your phone and turn them on if that's what you want it to do. Okay, so let's see. Rheem water heater, and it's a nice big one. This is not a small water heater. This is definitely big enough that you can run your shower for quite a long time and fill your tub up 2 or 3 times before you have to worry about it running out of hot water. All properly connected. It's not on in a pan as I wish, and I don't see. Oh wait, there is a valve down there. Okay, I looked at that and it just looked like a brass pipe, but when I looked a little closer, it is actually a pressure valve down there at the bottom. So that is perfect. Water heater is nice. I love the brand. Thank you very much for that. Electric panel, this is a new house, so of course the electric panel is going to be good. When we look inside, as you can see, everything is labeled. Every single circuit breaker has a mark next to it, tells you exactly what it's for, every last one. So that makes it really easy to know what to do if something is going wrong. You can switch a breaker off and take care of whatever it is that's going on in your house. Your electrician also will appreciate that if he has to do any work. The inspector's going to love it when they see it. This little curled up piece of wire, by the way, is for the button to open the garage door once that's installed. That's what this is for. So when you get your garage door opener put in here, one of those lines runs right down here to give you the manual push button to open that door. And that up there is the transformer for the doorbell. It takes the AC power of the house and it converts it to something that the doorbell can handle. That's really all it is. That doorbell doesn't cost a whole lot of electricity, the tiny little light that is on the doorbell itself. And then the doorbell, only when you've actually got somebody pushing the button. Let's get this locked back up and get that light turned off. Okay, so the kitchen. So kitchen counter is a nice, our kitchen is a nice size with a cubby for the fridge and a cabinet over the top. There's a little eat-in area in the kitchen with the chandelier as well. And it looks like, is this a pantry back here? It is. And it's a nice little pantry. It's not a huge pantry, but there is 5 wire shelves of various different heights for your smaller and bigger items. There's room for more shelves. That goes up quite a long ways. You could probably get 1 or 2 more shelves up there if that's what you wanted to do. If you're tall and can reach that high, that would be good. But this is still a nice sized pantry. Very, very good. I love having a pantry in my kitchen. Without a pantry, I don't know what I'd have to build a pantry is what I'd have to do, I guess. Also, we've got the big picture windows on the side here, looking in at the neighbors. Let's have some blinds, guys. The kitchen cabinets look nice. We've got the black and stainless appliances, which are not high-end. We got this glass top range, 4 burners, and it's black. It looks okay. The little Whirlpool black microwave. How many thousands of these have you seen in homes because they're pretty inexpensive. The cabinets themselves are a nice height, and the gray paint here is from the factory. They are not soft close. Now I've got a phone call I got to get. I'll be right back.